Ladies and gentlemen, friends and seekers of growth, hear me now. The year 2026 is not a calendar. It is your battlefield, your canvas, your sacred hour to rise above distractions, doubts, and the noise of the world. In this year, more than ever, it is your solemn duty to focus on yourself, to guard your energy, to nourish your dreams, to honor the soul within you. Listen closely, for these words are not mere advice. They are a call to action. When you focus on yourself, when you choose your growth over gossip, your peace over drama, your vision over validation, you are stepping into the highest version of yourself. And in this truth lies your freedom. The world is loud, it is endless. Every day there is someone telling you who you should be, how you should act, what you should want, and what you must fear. Your phone buzzes with messages you don't need. Your social media scroll mocks you with comparisons, and even the people closest to you sometimes speak words that pierce through your calm. But here is the truth. The only voice that matters is the one that comes from inside of you. The noise outside, the criticism, the judgment, the constant advice from strangers, colleagues, friends, even family, these are not your truth. They are not your path. And yet most people let these voices dictate their lives. Most people wake up every morning and check the notifications, the emails, the endless chatter of the world, and they surrender their peace to it. But not you. Not anymore. Imagine a child learning to walk for the first time. The room is full of chatter. Someone says, "Be careful, you'll fall." Someone else laughs, "You can't do it yet." And yet, the child focuses on one thing, the next step. The world may scream, but the child is undistracted. That is what it means to silence the noise. That is the lesson you must carry into your adulthood. Your life is your steps, your journey, your growth. The voices that pull you away from that path are not meant for your ears. They are the background static of a world that does not know your purpose. Think about the office where everyone has an opinion about how you should handle a project. They talk over each other, they critique without understanding, and they project their fears onto you. If you listen to them all, you will never finish anything. You will drown in the sea of external noise. But when you choose to silence it, when you close the door to the distractions and listen to your own mind, your own instincts, your own heart, you move with precision, you move with clarity. And the results? They are not just success, they are proof that your focus is unstoppable. Or consider the friend circle where gossip flows like water in a river. Someone praises you, someone envies you, someone questions your choices. Each word is a tiny stone tossed into your path, meant to unbalance you. But if you remain silent, not reacting, not defending, not explaining, you do not just survive, you thrive, you become a force so calm, so collected, so unattached to the opinions of others that people notice not because of your words, but because of your energy. Your silence speaks louder than any argument, any explanation, any attempt to justify yourself. Even in the home, the noise is relentless. Family members with their worries, their unsolicited advice, their projections of fear and doubt. They think they are helping, but often they drown your inner voice. You hear, "You should do this, it's safer," or "You need to behave like this for everyone else," and the echoes stick to your mind like vines. To silence the noise, you must learn the sacred art of listening to your own soul first. The quiet voice that says, "I know my path, I know my pace, I know my worth." That voice is your compass, and it is wiser than 1,000 external judgments. Even in the simplest moments, the commute, the grocery store, the park, the world throws distractions at you. People talking, horns blaring, announcements screaming. Each sound tries to fragment your attention, to pull your mind outward when it belongs inward. To silence the noise, you do not need to escape the world. You need to anchor yourself. Anchor yourself in the rhythm of your own breathing, the clarity of your own thoughts, the truth of your own feelings. You will find that the world is not as loud as it seems. It only seems loud until you decide not to listen to it. Think about artists, writers, athletes, anyone who has mastered their craft. They are surrounded by opinions, by critics, by those who doubt them, but they silence the noise. They do not engage with every naysayer. They do not respond to every comment. They listen to the inner voice, the one that knows how to create, to move, to perform. And in that silence, greatness is born. You too must learn that every distraction avoided, every voice ignored, every comparison dismissed adds fuel to your focus. It is the space in which your talent, your vision, your purpose grows without obstruction. Even in relationships, the noise can be deafening. Friends, partners, family, each person brings their fears, their insecurities, their stories of the past into your life. They try to mold you into who they think you should be. But when you silence the noise, when you honor your own boundaries, when you trust your intuition, you do not lose love, you elevate it. You attract people who resonate with the frequency of your truth rather than those who drown you in static. And remember the small victories. The morning when you resist scrolling social media, the evening when you refuse to argue unnecessarily, the moment when you stop caring about everyone's opinion and simply follow your plan. Each time you silence the noise, you reclaim a fragment of your life. Each time you grow stronger. Each time you are closer to the extraordinary version of yourself waiting to emerge. Silencing the noise is not just a strategy, it is a revolution. It is a declaration that your life will not be dictated by anyone but you. The world can shout, it can rage, it can try to pull you off course, but your focus, your calm, your peace is sacred. And every day, every hour, every breath you spend protecting that focus is a triumph. Your time, your energy, your heart, your peace, they are treasures. And like all treasures, they must be guarded. Too many people wander through life giving away pieces of themselves to anyone who asks, anyone who demands, anyone who shows up with a complaint, a criticism, or a desire. They leave their doors open to negativity, drama, and distraction, and they wonder why they feel exhausted, unfulfilled, or lost. But you are not like that. You must set boundaries, and not just any boundaries, but boundaries like walls of gold, walls that are strong, impenetrable, and luminous, boundaries that shine with self-respect and announce to the world, my energy is sacred, my life is precious, and I will not let anyone trespass without honor. Consider your workplace, where colleagues constantly dump their frustrations on you. They complain, they gossip, they project their fears, and they expect you to absorb it all. Most people do. They smile, they nod, they carry the weight of others as if it is theirs to bear. But when you set boundaries, you do not absorb what is not yours. You listen with compassion, yes, but you do not allow their emotional baggage to become yours. You respond with clarity, with firmness, and with kindness, and in doing so, you preserve your energy. You build a golden wall around your peace, and nothing that does not serve you is allowed in. Think about family gatherings, where relatives question your choices, your career, your relationships. They ask why you do not live the way they want, why you do not behave according to their expectations. Many crumble under this pressure, apologizing for living their own life. But when you set boundaries, you answer once and with dignity, or sometimes you do not answer at all. You protect your life from the intrusion of opinion that has no authority over your soul. Every no you speak is a brick in the golden wall of your self-respect. Every boundary you maintain is a declaration. I honor myself first, and I will not compromise my peace for the discomfort of others. Even in friendships, boundaries are necessary. Friends may ask for favors endlessly, borrow your time, or drain your energy with constant negativity. You do not abandon compassion, but you do not surrender your well-being either. You define what is acceptable and what is not. You let them know that your kindness has limits, that your support is abundant but not infinite, and that your life cannot revolve around rescuing everyone who cannot help themselves. Those who value you will respect the walls of gold you build. Those who do not will fade. And that is the beauty of boundaries. They attract the right people and repel the wrong ones. In romantic relationships, boundaries are sacred. Too often people compromise their values, their goals, and their self-worth in the name of love. They tolerate disrespect, manipulation, or inconsistency, believing that love demands sacrifice. But true love does not ask you to dismantle your walls. It does not require you to abandon your self-respect. Setting boundaries in love is not a barrier. It is the very framework that allows love to flourish. You communicate clearly what you will accept and what you will not. You honor your needs, and you demand the respect you deserve. Love that cannot honor your walls is not love. It is distraction. Even in your own mind, boundaries are essential. Thoughts that criticize, doubt, or belittle you must be confronted. Do not let self-doubt run unchecked, whispering lies that erode your confidence. Set a boundary between your mind and the voices of fear. Affirm your worth. Protect your inner space. Guard it like gold, because what you feed grows. If you feed doubt, it will grow. If you feed courage and clarity, it will grow. Your walls are not just against others, they are also shields against your own inner saboteur. Daily life is full of tiny moments to practice these boundaries. When a coworker tries to steal your credit, you claim it calmly and firmly. When a family member pressures you into decisions, you hold your ground. When social media floods you with negativity, you close the apps, you mute the noise, you retreat into your sanctuary. When a friend drains your energy with endless complaints, you listen once and then you step away. Each act, small or large, is a brick, a shimmering brick in the walls of gold that protect your spirit. Even in moments of kindness, boundaries matter. Being generous does not mean being depleted. You can help, you can serve, you can give, but not at the expense of your own health, your peace, your growth. Those who understand this, who respect it, will thrive alongside you. Those who cannot will fall away, leaving your space untainted, your energy unbroken, and your vision clear. The walls you build are not prisons. They are fortresses. They do not isolate. They elevate. They create a space where your creativity, your ambition, and your joy can flourish without interference. People will push, test, and sometimes try to breach them, but remember, a wall of gold is resilient. It shines. In sunlight and in storms, it stands tall against criticism and chaos. It signals not weakness but strength, not fear but clarity. Boundaries, my friends, are the most powerful expression of self-love. They say to the world, to yourself, to every distraction, I am worth the effort to respect. I am worth the energy to protect. I am worth the space I create. And every moment you uphold these boundaries, every time you reinforce your walls of gold, you invest in your future, in your peace, and in the life you are destined to lead. Your life is the most valuable asset you will ever own, and the only way to honor it is to invest in yourself relentlessly. Growth is not a passive pursuit. It is an active, conscious, and sometimes uncomfortable choice. It demands your time, your attention, your courage, and your unwavering commitment. Every day you wake up is an opportunity to become a better version of yourself. And yet too many people squander this gift, waiting for chance, for luck, for someone else to hand them success. But you are not here to wait. You are here to act, to cultivate, to sharpen your mind, your skills, your heart, and your spirit. Consider the student who rises before dawn to study while the world sleeps. They do not wait for inspiration to strike. They create the conditions for mastery. Each page read, each problem solved, each hour dedicated compounds into knowledge that becomes power. And when others mock them for working too hard or sacrificing fun, they continue anyway, knowing that the investment they make in themselves will pay dividends that no temporary distraction can touch. Your growth, too, requires this discipline, this hunger, this relentless pursuit of improvement, because nothing worth having comes easily. Think about an athlete who trains when their muscles ache, when the weather is harsh, when the applause is absent. They know at greatness is forged in repetition, in discomfort, in commitment to small, consistent acts. They lift, they run, they push past pain and fatigue, not for recognition, not for instant reward, but because they understand that every effort builds the strength, the endurance, and the skill that separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. Your mind and spirit must be treated the same way. Read, learn, meditate, practice, reflect, push relentlessly. Your growth is your victory, and every step toward it is sacred. Even in the workplace, investing in growth demands courage. It is easy to stay in a position of comfort, to perform tasks as expected, to settle for mediocre results. But the person who seeks to learn, who asks questions, who takes on challenges outside their comfort zone, is the one who rises. They take courses, read books, seek mentors, and experiment boldly. Growth is not accidental, it is intentional. Every hour spent learning a new skill, mastering a new tool, or refining your craft is an investment in a future where your potential is limitless. Consider the parent who, despite exhaustion, educates themselves about parenting, emotional intelligence, and their own personal development. They do not simply rely on instinct. They invest in knowledge, in techniques, in understanding human psychology and their own emotional triggers. Each lesson learned is a gift to their children, a legacy of growth and wisdom that no one can take away. Growth is not only personal, it ripples outward, transforming everyone who crosses your life. Even in relationships, investing in your growth means becoming a better communicator, a better listener, a better partner. It means confronting your own flaws, healing your past wounds, and refusing to remain stagnant. When you grow, you elevate the people around you, not by changing them, but by becoming someone who inspires them to grow. Growth is contagious, and those who are unwilling to invest in themselves will struggle to keep up, while those who do will rise in ways they never imagined. In small daily habits, relentless growth manifests. Waking up early to journal, reading even 10 pages a day, dedicating time to a creative pursuit, learning a language, practicing an instrument, exercising your body, meditating your mind, reflecting on your choices. These are all acts of investment. They seem minor, invisible, even insignificant at the moment, but over weeks, months, and years, they accumulate into transformation. You become a person who does not react to life passively but shapes it actively, deliberately, with intention. Look at entrepreneurs who dedicate their weekends, nights, and spare hours to study markets, learn new strategies, or improve their products. They fail, they iterate, they rise again. Growth is messy, uncomfortable, and demanding, but it is always rewarding. Your time, your energy, and your focus are currencies. Spend them wisely on yourself and watch your life compound in value beyond anything you ever imagined. Even in emotional and spiritual growth, relentless investment is necessary. It is easy to let resentment, fear, and regret dominate your life. But those who read, reflect, meditate, and engage with their inner selves do not merely survive, they thrive. They learn patience, they cultivate empathy, they strengthen resilience. Every moment spent understanding your mind and your soul is an act of investment that ensures your growth cannot be stolen, diminished, or delayed by circumstances beyond your control. Finally, in the pursuit of growth, consistency is your ally. It is not about occasional bursts of effort, but steady, relentless, unwavering investment. The small daily choices, the books read, the habits formed, the discomfort endured, create a compounding effect. Like a river carving a canyon, your persistent effort reshapes your life, your opportunities, your possibilities. The world may not notice your daily dedication, but your future self will stand in awe of the person you are becoming. Loneliness is often painted as something to fear, something to avoid, something to fill with noise and distraction. Yet those who have learned to embrace it understand that it is one of the greatest gifts life can offer. Loneliness is not emptiness, it is space. A space to hear yourself, to discover who you truly are beneath the expectations, opinions, and distractions of the world. When you are alone, stripped of constant conversation and external stimulation, you meet the one person you have neglected most, yourself. And in this encounter, the seeds of growth, clarity, and strength are planted. Consider the artist who spends hours in a silent studio, paintbrush in hand, canvas before them. No one is there to applaud, to judge, or to guide. In the stillness, ideas flow, colors speak, and the artist finds a voice unique to them. That silence, that solitude is not punishment, it is the womb of creation. In your life, loneliness serves the same purpose. The world is loud, but in your solitude, you hear your own heartbeat, your own dreams, your own calling. It is in this silence that you cultivate originality, insight, and vision that no crowd, no noise, no companion can provide. Even in your daily routine, there are moments to embrace loneliness. The early morning when the house is quiet and the world has yet to awaken, this is a time for reflection, for planning, for meditation. The commute when you are alone with your thoughts offers an opportunity to analyze your actions, your choices, your relationships. While others fill these moments with podcasts, music, or scrolling feeds, you can practice being fully present with yourself, understanding your own mind, and listening to the inner voice that guides your destiny. In friendships, embracing loneliness can be transformative. It is common to rely on others for constant validation, for entertainment, for a sense of belonging. Yet those who are comfortable alone do not seek validation, they create it internally. They understand that their worth does not depend on the presence or absence of others. They learn to enjoy their own company, to entertain themselves with thought, with creativity, with reading, with journaling. This self-sufficiency is magnetic. It draws people toward them not out of need but out of respect and admiration. Even in romantic relationships, the gift of loneliness is profound. Many fear being alone and rush into attachments to fill the void. But those who have learned to sit with themselves, to enjoy their own presence, attract relationships that are healthier, stronger, and more aligned with their true selves. They enter love not from a place of dependence but from abundance. They have already cultivated happiness within themselves. And any partnership becomes a sharing, not a saving. Consider the professional who chooses to work late into the night, long after the office has emptied, with no audience to witness their effort. The quiet, the stillness, the absence of distraction allows them to focus, to think deeply, to solve problems creatively. Loneliness here is not punishment, it is productivity, clarity, and insight. Every moment spent alone can become a laboratory for your mind, a gym for your intellect, and a sanctuary for your vision. Even in times of emotional pain, embracing loneliness teaches resilience. When a friendship ends, a relationship dissolves, or circumstances isolate you, it is natural to feel sorrow. Yet in the solitude of these moments, you find yourself stronger than you imagined. You learn to sit with your emotions without distraction, to process them, to understand their source, and to release what no longer serves you. Loneliness becomes a teacher, showing you that your capacity to endure, to reflect, and to rise is infinite. Daily life offers countless small ways to practice embracing loneliness. A quiet cup of coffee in the morning, reading a book in the park, taking a solo walk in nature. These are not trivial acts. They are invitations to meet yourself, to hear your own voice, to nurture your inner world. Every time you choose your own company over distraction, you are investing in self-awareness, emotional intelligence, and inner peace. You are training your mind to find comfort in itself rather than in constant external input. Even socially, the ability to embrace loneliness strengthens your choices. You no longer chase approval, attend events for obligation, or sacrifice your values to fit in. You become selective, intentional, and grounded. You understand that being alone is not a void but a canvas. You can paint it with your dreams, your growth, your thoughts, your creativity. Loneliness gives you the clarity to distinguish between what is necessary and what is trivial, between what elevates you and what diminishes you. The greatest people in history, the ones whose work and wisdom endure, often spend significant time in solitude. They were not afraid to sit alone with their thoughts, to wrestle with ideas, to confront their inner selves without distraction, and in that space they discovered brilliance, courage, and insight that would have been impossible in constant company. Loneliness, when embraced, is not absence, it is presence. Presence with yourself, presence with your mind, presence with your purpose, presence with your soul. Approval is a currency that the world will endlessly demand but rarely deserves. From the moment we are born, we are conditioned to seek it, first from our parents, then teachers, friends, colleagues, partners, and society at large. We are taught to smile when complimented, to adjust when criticized, to conform when questioned. Yet, in this pursuit, we often lose ourselves. We measure our worth by someone else's opinion and let their perception dictate our joy, our choices, and even our dreams. The truth is that no one has the authority to define your value, and the moment you detach from the need for approval, you step into an unshakable power that no criticism or praise can touch. Consider the student who chooses a unique career path, one that deviates from family expectations or social norms. Friends whisper doubts, relatives express concern, and teachers warn of risks. The student may feel the pull of approval, the desire to avoid conflict or judgment. Yet, when they detach from approval, they follow the path that resonates with their heart. Each step taken becomes an act of courage, and the world eventually acknowledges their brilliance, not because they sought validation, but because they honored their truth. Approval is fleeting, but authenticity is eternal. In the workplace, detaching from approval transforms not only how you work, but how you live. Many employees bend over backward to please supervisors, colleagues, or clients, sacrificing creativity, efficiency, or integrity. They speak in ways they think will be admired, act in ways they hope will be approved, and hide ideas they fear will be rejected. But the person who detaches from approval works from principle and vision. They express their ideas boldly, make decisions aligned with purpose, and perform without the weight of needing recognition. In doing so, they gain respect, influence, and results far greater than those who chase applause. Even in friendships, the need for approval can be suffocating. Many stay silent when they disagree, nod along when they feel differently, or overextend themselves to be liked. True freedom comes when you no longer seek consent for your choices, your opinions, or your presence. You learn to say what you feel, to act in accordance with your values, and to honor your boundaries without fear of judgment. Those who truly belong in your life will remain, not because they approve, but because they respect and resonate with your authentic self. In romantic relationships, approval seeking is perhaps the most dangerous trap. One partner may constantly adjust to please the other, compromise excessively, or suppress their voice, thinking love requires conformity. Yet, detachment from approval allows love to flourish naturally. You do not love to be loved in return. You love because it aligns with your heart. You do not alter your essence to gain acceptance. You reveal it fully, trusting that those who truly belong will embrace you, flaws and all. In this detachment, you discover love that is pure, equal, and empowering. Daily life offers constant moments where approval seeks to anchor you. Social media feeds, news cycles, neighborhood gossip, colleagues' opinions, casual strangers' remarks all demand that you conform, react, or measure yourself. But detachment is not rebellion, it is clarity. You acknowledge these voices without granting them power over your self-esteem. You scroll without comparing, you engage without seeking validation, and you act with intentionality rather than reaction. Each moment you refuse to bend, you reclaim autonomy, and your energy multiplies in ways that approval seekers will never understand. Even within yourself, the detachment from approval is a lifelong practice. Self-doubt whispers constantly, echoing fears that you are not enough, that others are judging, that success is measured by accolades. But the person who ease from approval listens to their inner compass, not external applause. They measure success by growth, courage, and integrity, not likes, comments, or praise. They understand that the only opinion that truly matters is their own alignment with their values and purpose. Consider the creative who shares a vision, a song, a painting, or a story, knowing it may be criticized or misunderstood. The world will always have critics, naysayers, and cynics. Yet the artist persists. They do not seek the nod of approval. They seek expression, truth, and impact. And in their detachment, their work resonates more deeply than any attempt to please the crowd ever could. Those who are moved by it do not do so out of obligation. They respond to the authenticity and courage behind it. Even in family dynamics, approval seeking can be paralyzing. Parents, siblings, or relatives may have expectations that conflict with your desires. Many sacrifice their dreams to maintain harmony, fearing disapproval. But detachment allows you to act with respect and love while prioritizing your path. You honor your roots without surrendering your wings. You live without the weight of constant affirmation, understanding that your worth is inherent and does not require validation from anyone. Detaching from approval does not make you arrogant or unkind. It makes you free, focused, and powerful. It transforms how you make decisions, how you pursue dreams, and how you experience joy. You move with confidence, speak with clarity, and live with courage because your sense of self is not tethered to applause or criticism. Approval is fleeting, but self-respect, integrity, and authenticity endure forever. Your energy is the most precious currency you possess. It is the force that fuels your thoughts, your actions, your creativity, and your soul. Yet too many people treat it carelessly, allowing it to be drained by negativity, drama, or the expectations of others. They give it away freely, often to those who do not value it, and wonder why they feel exhausted, overwhelmed, or hollow. Protecting your energy is not selfish. It is essential. Like fire, it must be tended, shielded, and preserved, for it is the source of your vitality, your focus, and your ability to rise above the chaos of the world. Consider the co-worker who constantly complains, spreads gossip, or criticizes others. Many listen, absorb, and even participate, letting this negativity seep into their own thoughts. But the person who protects their energy does not engage unnecessarily. They acknowledge the words without internalizing them. They step away from conversations that drain them, and they choose not to allow the storm outside to disturb the fire within. Every time you choose to walk away from toxic energy, you strengthen your boundaries, you honor your inner light, and you cultivate resilience that cannot be shaken by others' chaos. Even in your home, energy can be threatened. Family members, though loved, may bring stress, demands, or conflict that leaves you depleted. Many try to appease, to solve everyone else's problems, or to absorb the tension to maintain peace. But when you protect your energy, you learn to respond intentionally, rather than react reflexively. You create spaces of calm within your home, you limit exposure to negativity, and you establish practices that restore your strength, whether it is meditation, reading, quiet reflection, or simply walking away to recharge. Your energy is sacred, and you become a guardian of it, not a victim of it. Even casual encounters in daily life demand vigilance. The barista who is rude, the driver who cuts you off, the stranger who insults or judges. These moments may seem minor, yet each carries potential to disturb your mental and emotional state. Thus, who protect their energy like fire understand that they do not need to absorb these small sparks. They acknowledge what happens, but they do not allow it to ignite anger or frustration inside. Their calm becomes a shield, their focus unbroken, and their spirit untouched by the chaos around them. In friendships, protecting your energy means recognizing who lifts you and who drains you. Some friends are magnets of positivity, encouragement, and inspiration. Others are energy vampires, perpetually complaining, criticizing, or demanding attention without reciprocity. Protecting your energy means choosing to spend more time with the first and less with the latter. It is not cruelty, it is self-respect. It is investing in relationships that fuel your growth and stepping away from those that burn you out. Every interaction becomes intentional, every connection a source of warmth rather than depletion. In romantic relationships, the principle is the same. Many stay in partnerships that exhaust them, tolerate behaviors that hurt them, or compromise endlessly for approval, love, or comfort. Protecting your energy means recognizing that love does not demand sacrifice of your inner peace. It is setting boundaries, communicating clearly, and refusing to carry the emotional weight of someone else's chaos. When you protect your energy, you preserve your joy, your clarity, and your capacity to give love fully and authentically. Even in your professional growth, energy protection is crucial. You may face colleagues, clients, or competitors who attempt to distract, manipulate, or undermine. Many react emotionally, allowing these encounters to sap focus and productivity. But the person who treats their energy like fire responds strategically. They conserve their mental and emotional strength for tasks that matter, for challenges that align with their purpose, and for victories that require focus and determination. Energy wasted is opportunity lost, and protecting it ensures that every ounce of effort contributes to meaningful progress. Even internally, energy requires protection. Negative thoughts, self-criticism, doubt, and fear can silently drain your vitality. Many allow internal chatter to dominate, replaying failures or imagining worst-case scenarios. Those who protect their energy cultivate mental discipline. They practice self-affirmation, mindfulness, and focus on solutions rather than problems. They allow their thoughts to serve them, not enslave them, and in doing so, they maintain a fire within that can illuminate their path even in the darkest circumstances. Daily habits become acts of energy protection, choosing what media you consume, whom you spend time with, what projects you commit to, and how you respond to challenges. All of these decisions determine whether your fire grows or dims. Waking up early to meditate, walking in nature, journaling your thoughts, exercising your body, or even saying no to requests that do not serve you are all acts of guarding your energy. You are not avoiding life, you are curating it, ensuring that your inner fire burns bright and steady. Even in moments of confrontation, protecting your energy transforms your response. Someone insults you in public, someone questions your competence, someone tries to provoke anger. Many will react immediately, allowing their energy to be hijacked. But those who understand its value choose pause, reflection, and calm action. Their fire remains intact, their focus unshaken, and their power undeniable. They do not expend energy on destruction. They channel it toward creation, growth, and purpose. Protecting your energy like fire is not a one-time act, it is a lifestyle. It requires awareness, discipline, and courage. It is choosing what enters your life and what does not. Deciding who has access to your mind and heart, and consciously curating the moments that shape your spirit. Your energy fuels your dreams, your creativity, your love, and your courage. Guard it, nurture it, and tend it diligently, for it is the fire that will illuminate your path, warm your soul, and empower you to rise above the chaos of the world. Too often we rush, We wake up with ambition burning in our chest, eyes fixed on the next goal, the next promotion, the next opportunity. We chase success, wealth, and recognition with relentless energy, believing that the harder we work, the closer we come to happiness. Yet if our hearts are broken, our minds exhausted, and our spirits burdened, all the hustle in the world cannot deliver fulfillment. Healing is not a pause, it is the foundation. You cannot build a life of greatness on a cracked soul. You must heal before you hustle, because every dream you chase carries the weight of your inner state. Consider the entrepreneur who launches a business while still carrying unresolved fear and self-doubt from childhood. They push forward, invest time and money, yet constantly feel blocked, anxious, or insecure. The energy that could have been used to innovate, to create, to lead is diverted into self-protection and worry. Now imagine the same person taking time to confront those fears, to process their past, to embrace their worth. When they step into the hustle after healing, their energy is expansive, their vision clear, and their resilience unshakable. Healing amplifies effort. It does not hinder it. Even in daily life, small wounds can sabotage our hustle. A lingering argument with a friend, unprocessed grief, or unresolved tension at work silently drains focus and energy. We try to compensate by working harder, thinking action can replace peace. Yet, the results are scattered, unsatisfying, and exhausting. Healing is the act of clearing the clutter within. It is forgiving, reflecting, and understanding, so that when you engage in work, relationships, or creativity, you do so with presence, clarity, and purpose. In relationships, healing before hustle is critical. Entering a partnership while carrying unresolved hurt from past betrayals often creates patterns of mistrust, fear, or overcompensation. We hustle to prove ourselves, to fill voids, or to earn validation rather than acting from strength. But those who prioritize healing first enter love whole, offering their presence, compassion, and authenticity without the weight of past wounds. They give freely, not out of need, but from abundance. Their relationships thrive because the foundation is unshakable, rooted in self-awareness and emotional wholeness. Even in professional growth, rushing without healing can limit potential. Imagine a student, an employee, or a creator striving for recognition while secretly battling insecurity, fear of failure, or lingering self-doubt. They push, but their actions are fragmented, their confidence fragile, and their vision blurry. Healing allows them to confront these blocks, embrace their worth, and reclaim the energy that fear once consumed. Suddenly, their hustle is aligned with purpose, passion, and authenticity, and the results are not just better, they are extraordinary. Daily habits can be both a reflection of healing and a preparation for the hustle. Journaling to process emotions, meditating to clear mental clutter, seeking therapy or mentorship to untangle limiting beliefs, resting when the body demands it, all are investments in inner strength. The person who understands healing as preparation does not see rest or reflection as wasted time. They see it as sharpening their sword, fueling their engine, and aligning their spirit for the work ahead. Even small moments of personal reflection are opportunities for healing. Sitting quietly with your thoughts in the morning, acknowledging your fears and desires, and giving yourself permission to feel without judgment allows clarity to emerge. Healing is understanding that the chaos outside is often a reflection of the storm within. By tending to your inner world first, you ensure that when you step into action, your movements are deliberate, confident, and potent. Consider the athlete who pushes through physical pain without addressing mental or emotional fatigue. The body may perform, but the results plateau, progress stalls, and the risk of injury or burnout increases. Healing is preparation, it is restoration, it is fortifying the foundation before demanding performance. The athlete who heals first approaches training with clarity, energy, and focus, turning every movement into precision and power. Hustle without healing is temporary. Healing first makes the hustle sustainable and unstoppable. Even in creativity, healing is essential. A writer, painter, or musician carrying unresolved pain may produce work, but it may lack depth, clarity, or impact. When they take time to reflect, to process emotion, to understand experience, their output becomes transformative. Healing infuses every action with authenticity. It allows the hustle to flow from a place of abundance, not desperation, turning labor into art and effort into legacy. Healing before you hustle is a radical act of self-respect. It says to the world, I will not sacrifice my peace for success, my integrity for speed, or my soul for approval. It is a commitment to align your inner state with your external efforts. Without healing, the most ambitious hustle can crumble, falter, or feel empty. With healing, every action becomes intentional, every goal attainable, and every achievement a reflection of wholeness rather than compensati. It is not easy. Healing requires courage, patience, and honesty. It asks you to face the parts of yourself you have ignored, the pain you have buried, and the truths you have avoided. But it is necessary. It is preparation. It is the quiet, powerful work that makes the visible hustle meaningful, effective, and unstoppable. The hustle without healing is like running on a cracked foundation. It may move, but it cannot endure. The hustle built on healing is a force that moves mountains, inspires generations, and creates a life of purpose, power, and profound fulfillment. You have listened, absorbed, and reflected, and now it is time to remember the truth that will transform everything. The only person responsible for your life, your growth, and your destiny is you. No one can walk your path, fight your battles, or light your fire for you. The world may try to define you, distract you, and dictate your worth, but the ultimate power rests in your hands. The life you dream of, the peace you crave, the success you desire, they are not waiting for permission, they are waiting for your courage. Understand this, greatness is not given, it is claimed every moment you spend doubting, every second you waste seeking approval, every hour you sacrifice your peace for the expectations of others. You rob yourself of the masterpiece you are meant to become, but when you silence the noise, when you set walls of gold around your energy, when you invest relentlessly in your growth, you step into the realm of unstoppable power. You become a force the universe cannot ignore, a presence that inspires, and a soul that radiates undeniable light. Life will test you. It will demand, it will challenge, it will try to break you. But remember, diamonds are born under pressure, not in comfort. Every rejection, every failure, every heartbreak is not a signal to stop, it is a signal to rise higher. When you embrace your loneliness, you discover depth. When you detach from approval, you unlock freedom. When you protect your energy like fire, you ignite your spirit. And when you heal before you hustle, you prepare your foundation to withstand storms that would topple the unprepared. You must also remember this, your vision is sacred. Guard it, nourish it. Do not allow doubt, fear, or distraction to infiltrate it. Like a flame, it must be shielded, fed, and tended. Others may mock it, underestimate it, or even try to steal it, but your responsibility is to honor it relentlessly. The world is full of voices shouting impossible, yet history is written by those who refused to listen, who walked alone, who trusted their inner compass over the noise of the crowd. Your vision deserves that same devotion. Protect it as if it were your most precious treasure, because in truth it is. Think of every great soul who walked before you. They were not extraordinary because they were lucky. They were extraordinary because they chose courage over comfort, action over hesitation, and authenticity over approval. They invested in themselves, embraced solitude as a source of strength, and refused to let the opinions of others define their worth. The same fire burns in you. The same potential waits inside you. It is your time to step forward and claim it without apology, without hesitation, and without compromise. Do not let fear dictate your journey. Fear is a liar that thrives on your inaction. Fear whispers that you are not ready, not good enough, not deserving. But the truth is you are ready because the universe has been shaping why. Teaching you and preparing you for this exact moment. You are enough, your dreams are valid, and your life is waiting for your courage to match your ambition. Every step you take from this moment on is a declaration. I am the master of my destiny, the guardian of my energy, and the architect of my future. Stand tall, rise unshakable, and live relentlessly. Let no one dim your fire, and let no circumstance define your worth. Walk with intention, act with courage, and love yourself fiercely. The world will try to stop you, but you were born to rise, you were born to shine, you were born to inspire, to create, and to leave a legacy that echoes beyond your lifetime. Remember, the life you want is not a dream, it is a decision. Choose yourself, Honor your journey, protect your spirit, embrace your solitude, invest in your growth, detach from approval, heal before you hustle, keep your vision sacred, and as you do all of this, watch how the universe conspires to reward your courage, resilience, and unwavering commitment to becoming the extraordinary being you were always meant to be. The world is ready for your greatness, but the first step is yours to take. Rise now, rise boldly, and let nothing stop the magnificent life that awaits you.